What are the boys at BYU like?
No context, Drew doesn't have a girlfriend.
No, it's not like they're not looking for commitment. It's that they're looking for the benefits without any, like, vulnerability.
While you're hooking up, all your friends are hiding in your house. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we need to take part of this. Bring it on. So us girls made a sorority called Delta Derf.
The super soakers and the Delta Derfers. That is all hilarious, and I love it.
I think that's just super important because if you have nothing to offer, then you're kind of cooked.
This episode is brought to you by the Go and Do Travel Wave Makers 2025 LDS Podcaster Cruise. If you guys want to come hang out with me on a boat, as well as Greg Maxton, Jacob Hansen, Hayden and Jackson, Paul, David Boyce, Dave Butler, and Jasmine Rappley, you got to check out the links in the description. Make sure you use the coupon code WARDRadio10 to receive 10% off. Now back to the video. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Ward Radio. I am your host, Cardinellis. Today, I'm joined in the studio by Austin Falter of Falter Media, by Joe and Drew of No Unhallowed Hand podcast, and several of their friends. Back from BYU, we got none other than Emma Johnson down below and Ella Katzenbach, I want to pronounce it correctly, back in San Clemente, California, to talk about the current state of dating at BYU, Brigham Young University, because it is ... different. So who wants to lead the charge here? Who wants to lead the charge? I'm nervous to throw straight to the ladies. I want to do ladies first, but I don't know if they're going to flame you, Joe. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're going to flame you. So no, Ella. Ella and Emma, your guests of our show, we'll do you first. What's the current state of dating at BYU? How has social media affected it? Is it different now? Just take it away.
All right. Sorry,
good question. No, you got that, Ella. You got that.
Yeah.
BYU dating is, the best way to put it, definitely different. I feel like the culture of it and like college-wise is a lot better than other colleges. It's like you're going on big fun like group dates and it's like super casual, which makes it a lot of fun, and it like helps you, it's also like just like no pressure. There's like most of our activities are like, let's go country dancing, let's go roller skating, let's go like, I don't know, like karaoke night. I think that's like the fun part of like dating at BYU, especially like as in like freshmen, like lower classmen. That's kind of the vibe of it.
Okay, cool. Emma, are you as positive? You thinking similarly?
Positive.
Okay.
I'm pretty positive on the subject. It's definitely a lot of fun. I mean, like Ella said, it's nice and casual most of the time. Very wholesome activities, that's for sure. I mean, Provo has plenty of spots where you can just hang out. Went axe throwing the other day with a guy. It was fun. It was a good time. But
okay, but what? I heard a but there.
No. It's great. It's great. It really is. I mean, it just depends on like who you're talking to, because in some aspects it can be really casual, but then some people here, they want to get serious pretty fast. So it's just kind of like, have to feel it out a little bit.
Okay, now let's see what the dudes think. Talk to us. I have a feeling everybody's like saying the positive thing first because they know their parents are watching, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty later. Drew, hit it.
I think I like to look at it like this. BYU dating is like this endless buffet of first dates, right? Everybody's loading their plate up with what looks fun and exciting in the moment, but nobody's actually going to like sit down and eat this meal. And that makes sense. Like, there's this constant chase for novelty. And like, don't get me wrong, like first dates are great. Like they're easy, they're fun. You're both on your best behavior. You have all your fun stories from back home, but there's no real connection. And maybe if that's not what you're looking for as a freshman in college, like perfect. But some people are, like Emma was saying, some people do want to get serious fast. And if you are looking for that, BYU, I would highly, highly recommend staying far, far away from the dating scene, especially as a freshman, because I don't think anyone has really found that.
Oh, dude. Oh, it's okay. Hardcore. Now, Joe, hit it. Joe. Oh, wait. Okay, we got an opinion here. Ella, what's going on? Hit us. You girls, hit us.
No, I agree. He has a good point. Everyone just is so excited for all the new that you're just meeting so many people. It's kind of hard to get down into who you really want to cultivate relationships with, because there's just so many people, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like new environment, new activities, new faces. Like all of us are being pulled away from our homes, and we're being just dropped in this spot where everyone's just trying to be the best versions of themselves. So
yeah, first night off the bat, summer semester, everyone was gathered in this massive park, just on the grass. It was like, I don't even know how many hundreds of kids, and I probably met a good few hundred of kids and forgot their names all the next day. And
Yep.
then like it's just the same thing, like you're just meeting, so like Ella was saying, like there's so many people to meet, and everyone wants to meet everyone, and everyone wants to be liked by everyone, and then so it's kind of just like really putting yourself out there to like the fullest extent that you can. And then but then things get boring fast. That's what I've noticed. Like you'll find something that you like, but then you don't want to miss out on other opportunities that you have with like so many other people around you. And so people just get bored and they move on real fast, and then they just want to try new things and like experience everything. So
and I think that's a big problem with BYU dating culture, is like people mistake chemistry for compatibility, right? You know, there's like this chemistry of the spark that you meet someone, and I feel like, you know, we've all gone on a lot of first dates at BYU, and you find that spark happens more with this one person than with other people. But instead of like figuring out who you connect with, I feel like we all have this Costco sample like mentality where you try a little bit of it, but nobody actually wants to invest in it. And so then the samples run out, and then you realize you didn't commit to anything real, and then you've wasted a full year.
Wow, you know what's so interesting is I actually left, man, some things totally change, but some totally stay the same. I actually, after I came back from selling for my last summer, I just remember I said, I got to get the heck out of Provo, because you can, like, there is this weird Peter Pan-ness that happens when you always are 6 months away from a new class where you meet a bunch of new girls and a bunch of new, frankly, guy friends as well. You're always just 3 months away from another new ward, a new incoming class. Like it is there's always so much newness constantly around the corner that I actually sometimes, when I went off to sell for summers and I was isolated in like a regional singles ward, I would develop a better relationship with the girlfriend, or just more depth. So yeah, they do kind of say that like, oh, it's a land of milk and honeys and all that other stuff, but there is like a detrimental backside to that, in the sense that you do feel, and this is the comparison I made, and it's so hilarious you guys are making this culinary comparison. Have you ever gone to Red Lobster and had their really good rolls?
yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad that Emma knows what I'm talking about. The Red Lobster rolls, like if you go to Red Lobster and like they sit you down, they give you these rolls, and they're really good at just bringing them back out when the basket is empty, right?
It's like the cheddar biscuit rolls, right?
Yes. The cheddar biscuit rolls. I mean, and they're about this big, and they're technically an appetizer. But I would slam like 3 baskets of those things because I was just so hungry when I showed up to Red Lobster. And you would have to slow cook the lobster and the steak for like 20 or 30 minutes. That after like 30 minutes of nibbling on these cheddar rolls, by the time the steak came or the lobster came, which was the $50 dinner we'd all paid for and the reason we came, like my appetite was spoiled, and I would just have to be like, I'd maybe nibble a little bit at it, but then I'd be like, I'm sorry, I need a box and I'm going to try and enjoy this later. And I kind of think with dating, it's the same, because there are so many of us young people just packed into one place and so many good opportunities that sometimes it takes a while to know the best parts of somebody, despite maybe, I don't know, their initial social awkwardness or their X or their Y. And without that time to allow the slow cook to happen, we just get, full on the cheddar cheese rolls and then end up not having space in our stomachs for the real thing. So that's interesting to me. Do you feel that social media has changed the game that much?
Or the dating, or all the dating apps. That's what I hear my brother always talking about. Like, it's trash, it's toxic, this and that. He won't even go on them.
Yeah, how's that affected the dating scene?
I fully agree that the dating apps have definitely changed dating. And like, Carden, what you were saying about that, like the lobster rolls, I fully agree. Like, you will open up a dating app and you're just swiping. All you see is the first picture. Maybe sometimes you swipe a little through, read a few of the things that they say. Most of the time, the first impression is literally just that first picture that they choose to put for the world to see. That's it. And so, like, you're not having any interaction with them. Like, you're not getting a taste of their personality, or like you don't know if they're funny or not, or like anything like that. It's just immediate, just like swiping and swiping until you find someone that maybe looks like you could be compatible with, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, looks don't usually mean anything.
So how do you get dates as girls nowadays? Like, is it all dating apps? Like, what's the economy?
Honestly, it's literally just random gatherings. If you're just like in a random group and you're just like talking with somebody, you're like, and you find an interest, let's say like country dancing, for example. It's like, oh, I love to go. And they're like, oh, me too. I'm like, we should all go sometime. And then you later coordinate, and then you go with that person. Essentially, It's kind of that sometimes falls in. But, yeah.
So do you think most of your dates are in person or digitally initiated?
For me, in person.
Okay.
And then like further followed up, later.
Okay. What about you, Emma? Is it mostly in person for you or digital? Or do you think that varies based on, I don't know, economics, beauty, on campus versus off campus living? Is there like pretty much most people are the same or what?
I agree with Ella. I mean, I think us all being together, I mean, like there's so many different events that we've been able to go to with BYU summer. Like, people throw all these things. People are always like, hey, let's go do this, and everyone goes, and then you end up talking to someone, making good conversation, and then eventually it turns into, hey, you want to hang out another time. I mean, that's definitely part of it. I think that's the better side of it. Definitely when you're able to like communicate with someone in person. I don't think it's always like that for sure, but I definitely think it's more beneficial when you can have that kind of like in-person connection.
Okay, cool. And then last question before I toss these guys. What are the boys at BYU like?
Oh, boy.
What a good question,
What
Carter.
a great question. Dig into it.
Where to start?
That's going to be the intro. That's going to be the intro.
Pre-mission or
BYU.
post-mission. We only got pre-mission here to represent these two.
Exactly.
Okay,
What
no,
can you expect?
dive in. What are the boys
girls,
like at BYU? What are the boys like at BYU? Here's your chance, Ella and Emma. Here's your
Oh
chance.
my gosh. All right. I'm going to start out with saying they're hungry. They're always looking. They're like, oh, that one. I want that one. It's like shopping when you're hungry. It's literally what it is. They're always trying to take any chance to go out with anybody all the time. Like,
Okay. Well, how do you know that you're not just, you're beautiful, so of course you're going to get an extraordinary amount of attention. How do you know that you're not just blessed with good looks and getting more attention? Because I got to tell you, when I was at BYU, a major frustration for me was that like the law of chastity in a completely Mormon culture creates for an odd economy of dating. See, when alcohol and sex are not involved in the dating process,
you gotta get creative.
all of the
You gotta get creative.
all of the it seemed like when I was there that like the top 10% in attractiveness, the top 15% in attractiveness did like 85% of the dating. Whereas in the regular world, in the secular world, where maybe there's some liquid courage and goggles involved, or this thought that like maybe this is not a long-term thing, you know what I'm saying? The 8 out of 10s would get dates too. The 7 out of 10s would get dates too. And I had girls that were beautiful and intelligent, but maybe kind of slightly overshadowed by a very particularly beautiful roommate. They would be like, gosh, I kind of like it when I go home to Portland, or I kind of like it when I go home to Chicago, because all of a sudden I get picked up on again. Whereas when I'm here in Provo, everybody's always paying attention to Stephanie. And, you know, there's a dynamic there because guys, they're thinking, I have one shot at this. We're talking internal companionship here, right? So you gotta go for the best one. And it's like A Beautiful Mind when Russell Crowe talks about how everybody can't go for the top one. They have to be also going for the secondary and the tertiary ones. I feel like secular culture does a better job of having middle class dating. Whereas at BYU, everybody's going for the same people. All the girls were going after the same jocks and dudes with the rigid jawlines. And then all of the guys were going after the same girls. And it was just kind of like this, can everybody chill out and realize they're not that attractive? I don't know. It was kind of brutal, but has that changed or no?
Well, Carden, I would get in a call, guys.
Oh.
I would just say, like, especially in Utah, I mean, I'm from Texas, and the beauty standards here are insane. Like,
really?
Back in Texas, people do not dress the way that they do here. It's definitely more casual and everything. And like when you come to Utah, like everyone's hair, makeup, outfit's perfect. And then you also have to take into consideration the ratio. At least for BYU summer, and looking at it in the fall, it's about like there's like 3 times as many girls as there are guys. Like just looking at like freshman dorms, I want to say there's 3 guys dorms and there's 6 girls freshman dorms, which is already insane. Like, so it's, especially on the guy side, I mean, I'm sure they're just having a party, but from the girl side, it's like, it gets to a point where it's like, this is getting competitive.
So you actually feel like it's straight up competitive. Now, there's stats to back up what you say. BYU actually has 51% enrollment of women, 49% enrollment of men. It's almost 50-50. But that's counting the percentage of like 25 to 33% of guys any given year that are out serving missions. So they count as enrolled students those that have deferred to serve a mission. So anytime you're on campus, you're right. It's that there's a disproportionate amount of girls to guys because the guys are off serving. So I could see, it's interesting you say you feel the beauty standards in Provo are higher than the ones in Texas?
Is that just college versus like high school though?
Sorry,
or
say again?
Is that like college versus high school, or do you think it's like Utah versus?
I think Utah is like really up there with the beauty standards.
It's the plastic surgery capital of the world.
That's not true.
Salt Lake City.
No, it's debunked. The stats are done by region, and the region that Utah is in is a little bit higher, but it includes parts of Arizona, secular parts of California, so on and so forth. And it's like within par of everywhere else. So it's like one of those stats where people try and make it out to be some kind of superficial Mormon thing, but it's really not. We've done episodes on that. However, I will say that like Utahns are gorgeous, man. Like when I go there, it is surprising. It's like Mormon women are notoriously beautiful. If I was a Mormon girl and I was going to BYU, I would feel like under a little bit of extra pressure too. My sister said that, and I wonder if it's just because everybody's living so healthily. And I don't know. I'd like to think it's because the gospel just makes you like,
have that Christ light,
happier. But interesting. So, dudes, now I got a question for you. We asked the girls what the boys are like. What are the girls like at BYU, bro?
I'm kind of scared.
Yo, take us away, bro.
I mean, you can find you find whatever you look for. I think you can find just whatever you look for in general.
For context, Joseph has a girlfriend.
Yeah, so I'm trying to watch what I say here.
Nah, come on. Speak as though you're a normal bachelor. I mean, speak as though you're a normal bachelor.
I mean, most of the more outgoing girls, I feel like, are the ones who, like, they go out with a lot of guys, they kiss a lot of dudes and then all that kind of stuff. So you find that, but you also find others who are on the other end of the spectrum who, like, are more down to earth and then, like, aren't all into that. I really think it's fine. Like, people tell a lot of horror stories, but I'm like, you realize that if you go to any other college, it's going to be worse than it is here.
Okay.
And I'm just like, you can't have unrealistic expectations of what you expect of people, even though it is a church school. You just have to realize that people get crazy wherever you are, and that's just the reality.
Okay, Drew, my man, hit us.
I think, yeah, I mean, I agree with Joseph. I think the biggest thing is, I would say they're Olympic level commitment dodgers. Like, and it's no, but here's the thing: is it's
For
not
context. Drew doesn't have a girlfriend.
Hey guys, we're going to press pause just for 1 second to thank a sponsor, none other than scripturenotes.com, the coolest way to read your guys' scriptures online. If you guys want to receive a small discount on Scripture Notes, you can actually use the code WARDRADIO and you'll get a 14-day free trial to Scripture Notes. Totally worth it, totally awesome. I use it in every episode. Now, back to the episode.
No, it's not like they're not looking for commitment. It's that they're looking for the benefits without any like vulnerability or like commitment in that way. And so like the second that there's any sort of like what are we conversation, they're running for the hills.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Do they still have all of these acronyms like DTR, NICMO, all that other stuff?
I wanted to talk about that actually.
Oh, well,
please.
Take it away. Take it away.
Carden, I would tell you that the list is expanded exponentially.
Okay, so what's the slang I'm missing out on? I just remember if she tried to DTR you, these guys would run to the hills, which was very unhealthy emotionally and spiritually.
Yeah, what's DTR?
Dude.
Find the relationship.
Yeah, determine the relationship or define the relationship. It's like after you've gone out with her 3 or 4 times, you've been making out for 2 or 3 weeks. Are we boyfriend and girlfriend now? Gonna go exclusive or what here? And then a lot of dudes would jam, you know? So Ella, you're shaking your head like that's happened to you one too many times. What's going on?
No, I don't do that.
Or you're the heartbreaker. You're the heartbreaker.
I've never kissed a boy in my life. Let's just...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the altar too, Ella. I'm with you.
Oh, jeez.
All right, Drew.
That's funny. So hit it.
Go back.
The acronyms.
For like,
the acronyms.
Acronyms. Okay, NICMO is huge. That's like, and it's honestly a Provo, like even Utah in general, just meme. Like even driving the freeway, there's this one like car insurance or car accident called NICMO. I forget what it's called. I'm like, hey, they're even leaning into it now.
Yeah,
like,
I saw that last week. I saw that.
I literally was like driving to BYU on the way, about to move my door. I see this NICMO. Like,
dude, I remember it was called the non-committal monthly opportunity, and I think it was a chance to finance an air conditioner.
Yeah, something like that.
That was the greatest marketing I've ever heard, though. All of us know that one
all of us
billboard.
know what it is, you know?
It's a real thing.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny.
I think it is just specific to BYU, though, because I know a few people here, like, there are a few kids live around in, like, the area from, like, Heber or Orem. They're not BYU students, but they just kind of hang out with, like, the BYU kids because it's fun. And, like, a lot of them don't even know the terms at all. Like, it's just specific to BYU.
In a lot of colleges and cultures, they go further than NICMO. It's just casual sex, right?
Yeah.
So it might be a net positive in that way. It was shocking to me though. Like I went to BYU Idaho, so I guess I'm not relevant
the
to the
fake school, yeah.
But it always did surprise me just how like people were super casual about NICMOs. Like it would be people that you just would never expect being like, oh yeah, I got one tonight. It's like, whoa, like what? What are you doing? Like, dude, what are you doing?
Austin, were you a big NICMOer up the BYU?
I didn't know the term until I was probably already engaged. So
please.
But no, it's prevalent. I'll just say that it's shocking and it's prevalent.
Okay, but overall, I would say, as girls, do you generally feel like you're in a safe environment and like there's a chance of finding a good dude at BYU, or do you feel like you're gonna have to wait until afterwards?
I fully believe that BYU's producing some great guys. I think it's a matter of like how old they are. I think when people come to BYU, especially summer semester, there's a lot of guys here that are like they're leaving on their missions. They're out of here. But like you come to summer semester, you're a freshman, you're right out of high school, like everyone's just really excited to like, you know, be college kids and like do all the fun things. And so no one's focused on like really getting in a relationship because everyone's leaving. Like that's kind of the thing. It's been a little difficult because you'll meet people, and I've heard this from people that I'm friends with, that they'll meet someone that they like and they like establish a pretty good connection, but oh wait, they're leaving in 2 weeks, you know? So like it's kind of hard to have that like committed relationship.
Not according to Drew. I mean,
Oh yeah, dude. Drew is the one man alone on an island waiting with a bouquet of flowers.
Come Drew. I'm there.
You know, yeah. He's like, "Come on, Drew."
I'm there.
That's funny. Okay, so only 2 more questions before we gotta go. I know you girls have to go back to the beach in Ella's case, and back to all of these gorgeous men in Provo in Emma's case.
I'll be writing my paper.
Oh, you'll be writing your paper. Rock on.
Yeah.
She's still locked in for finals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's
I got
dutiful.
work to do.
So, 2 questions. Are there any new acronyms? The only ones that really existed that I remember when I was there was DTR and NICMO. Are there any new ones? And then what do you think the guys have to do to step up their game? And like, because we are concerned about family formation. I mean, as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, you know, dating's fun and being single is so fun and the freedom is cool. But at the end of the day, we all know that the greatest amount of happiness comes out from, you know, how we behave within the walls of our own home and not outside of it. So we're concerned with family formation in the church. So the second question be like, what you think the dude should do? Because there's going to be a lot of guys that are looking at this. They go, oh my gosh, Ella's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I would give my right leg to go on a date with Emma. Like, how do they not butcher this or botch this opportunity if they're on campus and they see their version of Ella or Emma walking by? You know, what you think they should do. So first, start out with the acronyms. I love slang. Are there any new acronyms besides DTR, NICMO?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say there's sayings like housing or trunking.
What's
Or,
housing or trunking?
Okay, so
Ooh.
basically,
Cardin, you're not ready.
you're not right. Correct me if I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. Housing is basically when you're hooking up with somebody. You're making out with them and whatnot.
Okay, but you've never made out with anybody. Just to be
No,
clear,
this is just what we've
Oh,
heard.
yeah, sorry.
This
This is from a friend.
what you've heard.
Yes,
What you've
through the
heard.
grapevine.
This
Okay.
actually did happen to my friend, so
Okay.
Yes, I do know somebody that so basically you're hooking up with somebody, and while you're hooking up, all your friends are hiding in your house. What? Then, yeah. Wait, am I wrong?
no, you're right, but it
Oh,
gets
I'm
worse.
okay.
From a story, it was a situation where the girl was kind of uncomfortable with where she was at. The guys, it was a double. It was a
2-man.
2-man. It was a 2-man. So they were back at his dorm, at the guys' dorms. The girls, the guys kind of got him to like start making out with them, and the girls were kind of like, just like a little bit uncomfortable with the situation. One of the girls that I know in the situation, she looks up like mid makeout, and there's a guy peeking out from like over the bunk bed, like peeking out, and
think I know
then
this friend.
she like stops making out. He starts coming down. Another guy on the other side starts coming down, and they all come out through the closet
that's
trying
freaky.
to take videos.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
Like, it is sick. It is so weird. Like, it's not even like a funny thing of like, oh, that was
It's one
funny.
thing,
Like,
like,
these girls did
yeah,
not know
that's
what they were getting
terrifying.
themselves into. Like, that is
Humiliating.
mortifying.
Poor
So
guy.
mortifying. Oh my gosh. I would die.
Stunned. He's like, I hope this doesn't happen to me.
Oh no!
Cardin's over there
Oh my
dying.
God.
Oh, jeez. He can't.
You see the little head pop out? It's like,
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that's the same thing for.
well, that's not a BYU thing. That's just like I had
No.
roommates when I was in
It's
New
just a
York.
prank, yeah.
I had a lesbian DJ roommate, and there were some noises I woke up to that were just like kind of like wow. So that's just a roommate thing, maybe not a BYU thing, but that's really funny. What's next? So there was housing, and then there
And
was
trunking. It's
what?
basically where you're hooking up with somebody in the car, and then there's people in your trunk.
But the goal
Oh
is that while the guy is making out, usually this is like a thing between the guys. Like the guys are trying to do this to the girl. So the guy's making out with the girl, and the goal is that you try to see how many hands you can get on the girl from the people in the trunk without
What?
This is.
I haven't heard that.
Well, then there's also the Houdini.
Is that
Oh,
like
the
just some
Houdini,
prank?
right.
There's also
Oh, that's
Houdini.
The worst one. That's the worst one.
I
Houdini-
Houdini's
Houdini's
I
win.
genuinely don't think that that's possible. Like
It's
I don't
when
think anyone
that's
would have
happening
to say.
and one of the friends somehow switches with the guy making out with the girl without her noticing.
That's not
It's
real.
insane.
That is not real. That is not real. That is not real.
Headlighting.
I thought headlighting is just where you pull up to somebody making out and you just like flash them, like with your car, like you just catch them in the
That
act.
sounds about right.
That's
I
called
think that's
what?
the thing. Headlighting? I might be wrong. I might be making
okay.
something up. Don't quote me on that. I feel like I've heard it. I don't know.
Dude, one of the funnest jobs I ever had, was, I don't know what it was. We'd rented some kind of like, I was a chaperone for some kind of, it was like a youth conference-y, Boy Scoutish kind of camp, like some kind of youth camp in the Santa Monica Mountains, right? And I just remember, I didn't realize it when we rented it, but they found out that the girls' camp was just on the other side of the hill. And the counselor, the camp director, like comes out and says, okay, cool. So we got a problem. Apparently the girls have figured out they're on the other side of the hill and the boys are on this side of the hill. And apparently they were like sneaking out to like make out with each other. And they're like, we can't have this. The parents are going to go pissed, going to get angry or whatever. It's like, we need you to stand here with a spotlight. And if you see somebody jetting through the bushes, shine your light on them. And it's like playing German Spotlight with a bunch of 16-year-old boys trying to find their girlfriends at the girls' camp on the other side of the hill. And it was like real life German Spotlight. It was the funniest gig. That was like right when I was I think I just barely married Brittany or something like that. And it was so funny. I just remember that the camp director was like nervous that like, some couple would hook up and the parents would get angry about it. So they said, stand here with a flashlight. And so me and another guy who was a cop were like sitting there like, what are we doing? And he's like, I don't know, but this is kind of funny. And he said, I wish I would have brought my heat scope for like when they try and like find criminals. That he was a sheriff, and so whenever like guys escape from prison, they wait for it to get dark and they just go out with infrared scopes because you can see like the hot body in the desert just running around. Yeah, it was kind of funny. So headlighting, trunking, housing. Is there anything else?
Okay, I don't know if you want to record this. There's a
Okay,
I believe you.
Yeah, we'll figure out later. She's got to tell us. Whoa.
Drew, should I mention the group chat name or no? Emma?
Now you have to. We'll take it out if it's bad.
Yeah, we can edit it
We'll
out.
take it out if it's bad.
Okay, ASU.
Do you want to say one of them and I'll say the other?
I'll say it. No, we're good. So basically, I don't know if y'all saw this when ASU played BYU. They basically made a whole bunch of like stupid like phrases to like make BYU like look bad.
Okay.
And one of those involved soaking, and if you guys don't know what that is.
Oh no, our audience, we've debunked that a million times. Yeah.
Oh, we have. Okay, soaking. Yeah, that's just a total BYU just like
Meme.
like inside joke.
Yeah.
It's just like
Okay.
Yeah. But we had a big BYU summer group chat called Super Soakers, and that's where we dropped all of our events that we planned, all of our pictures.
That's just funny. That is just
It's
funny.
a cultural identity.
The main
That's
theme
funny.
of BYU summer was Super Soakers. So shout out Super Soakers. We're all going on there.
I want to talk about the other fun name that came out of this.
Hit
Which
it.
ones?
Our Delta.
Oh yeah. Okay, fun story. I was in pickleball class, right? And some guys came in with shirts called Sigma Soak, and they apparently formed their own fraternity since BYU doesn't have any Greek life.
Some guys, or who are these guys that were part of this? Ellen?
They
Do
were.
you want to name drop? Yo, shout out Harrison, David. Who else is part of it?
Who else was in it? Who else?
It wasn't me.
Joe,
I wasn't
you
in
know
it.
who was
I wasn't in it.
It was
Those are my friends, but I wasn't part of it. I don't have a shirt.
Honor
Joe has a
code
shirt. He
office
actually
is
has
going to
it
be
in his
calling
back
him
right
up.
now. Who else? I can't think of anybody else like that. But us girls are like, oh, we got to take part of
Did you
this.
say Luke Archibald yet?
Oh, Luke Archibald, also known as Archibald. was a part of it, and who else?
Okay.
That was the core.
The core, exactly.
Okay.
And then us girls were like, oh my gosh, we need to take part of this. Bring it on. So us girls made a sorority called Delta Derf. If you're not like familiar with surfing, it's basically just doing it with clothes on. But
It was like dry humping.
The super soakers and the Delta Derfers.
We made an Instagram account, and all of us girls went to Provo, up Rock Canyon, and we took a photo shoot of all of us girls and doing all the classic sororities.
I was not a part of that.
I wasn't there. I had to work, but
I was not there.
Okay, that is all hilarious, and I love it. And it sounds like I don't know if it's a good clean fun, but good tangentially clean fun, right? You know, back to the whole, like, at the end of the day, this is all fun. This is all great. It's some of just the fun that you have with your single and you're joking around. In all seriousness, sooner or later, people are going to want to settle down. Is there anything where you just like, do you think you're going to find your future husband there, or what can the guys do to make dating better?
I really think I will. I think I'll be graduating from BYU fully married.
with her
Really?
ring on. With
Yeah.
her Mrs. degree. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, my Mrs. degree. I think it's just a lack of maturity from some. I think when people get back from their mission, it'll be a lot different. For those that are choosing to serve.
Drew,
I personally
you feel called out. Yeah,
I'm trying to write this down. I'm taking notes here.
Okay.
Don't even
guys, take
try
notes,
till you're
take
back
notes.
from your mission, guys.
Wow.
But I don't know. I personally, like, I haven't really found anyone from BYU summer because I just think it's kind of like everyone's just trying to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, summertime. I got you.
And everyone's just kind of immature and no one's like, I don't know.
Taking dating seriously. Yeah.
My biggest thing, like, I appreciate when people can, like, truly, like, have, like, good deep conversations, anything like pertaining to the gospel, when I understand that they can, like, really think deeply about certain, like, deep church doctrines and, like, stuff like that. And I don't know, that's, like, what I like to, like, talk about, or, like, that's how I know that, like, maybe people have, like, put a little bit of effort into, like, their own little faith. And I think that's kind of something that's lacking right now. Even though we are at BYU, I mean, there's so many great classes that people are taking, and that's kind of helping with that. But I think it'll just be one of those things where it's like, you know, people come back from their missions and decide that they want to lock in on things. And right now, everyone's just wanting to have a good time, and that's good too. I mean, I've been able to meet a lot of people too that, like, I can have those good conversations with. So.
Okay, Ella, what do you think guys can do to improve dating at BYU?
Oh, geez. I agree with Emma saying, like, your first year at BYU is just a whole lot of just new experiences, meeting everyone, having fun. I think it honestly shouldn't even be anything serious at all. Like, especially if you're going to serve, like, don't get attached to a girl because it'll be really hard once you get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't break a girl's heart before you leave. Do not do that. But I definitely say, like, once you get back and you figure out what you're doing, I would say grow as a person yourself and get to know yourself more before you go on the dating scene, because ultimately if you like learn how to love yourself, then you are able to love other people. And I think that's just super important, because if you have nothing to offer, then you're kind of cooked. So like I would say just know what you want, date around, see what you like, see what you don't like, and eventually you'll find your person.
Like the scriptures say, it's about being equally yoked with someone. I mean, if you're working on yourself and, like, you are focusing on what you want to look for in a partner, then you're going to be able to attract that and find that no matter where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is awesome. Yeah. Faith in humanity restored. Faith in BYU dating restored. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching this that cannot wait to send their kids to meet wonderful young women like you when we go there, or hope that their daughters get to go be the wonderful young women at BYU. Any last words before we jam on this? Any last words? I see some smiles.
Well,
no.
Josh Benson just reached out to us.
No way.
Get out of town.
Freaking go.
Okay, then that might have to be what we talk about next. He's an Instagrammer that we just debunked in our
Looks
live
like
stream.
they got a bro
recently.
date.
Yeah, so yeah, that'll be funny. So girls, thanks so much for hanging out with us. You've been an absolute revelation. I think the big takeaways are headlighting, Houdini, like what was the other one? Housing and trunking.
I'm so glad we're teaching good standards. That's
Yeah,
great.
we're teaching good standards. That was great. So anyway, if you guys like what you see, please make sure you guys consider contributing to the show by going to wardradio.com and purchasing a shirt. We also have War in Heaven veteran merch available in the Ward Radio merch store. If you're a person of means, please consider a generous contribution through Zelle or through Venmo. We're available on both those platforms. It's been real and it's been fun, and it's been real fun for this and more. Please make sure you check us out at wardradio.com.